Hello guys, welcome to my new Sunday market breakdown. Okay, so what I can see on the DXY, as usual, we start the DXY. I will just go quick over it, that we are bullish on the monthly with this bullish M that we can complete, which is already doing that. And my long-term vision about this is that we can potentially reach this monthly horizontal line, the shoulder one, the head, this is our double top, shoulder two potentially. So that's what I can see. And if I go to the weekly, yeah, we are completing this bullish M. If I take my Fibonacci from the low here to the high, the minus 68 is aligning here. I just took the round number to the downside, and that is the 99.0 for the dollar. So here there can come sellers in from that point. So if you have some deceleration here on a weekly or a bearish candle, we can definitely go to this resistance zone that can act like support here, or maybe we can go further to the downside to make this bullish M. Okay, so if I go now to the daily, you can see that we have this bullish M on the daily, this bigger one that's from the weekly, or this bullish M with the institutional candle that works like a magnet. So yeah, this institutional candle is oil on the fire, so we can come to the downside to tap this zone, and this was clear resistance, resistance, support, support, clear supply and demand zone. So that's what I can see on the DXY, that there can come some sellers in. If I take my Fibonacci from the high to the low, you can see minus 27 is sitting there for a Fib completion. If I now go to the 4-hour, you can see that this is my shoulder one, head, shoulder two. So if we can have some deceleration here, then the bears can come in. And yeah, then we can go to the daily take profit there. So that's what I can see. So yeah, so if I go now to my first pair is AUDUSD. So if I go to the monthly chart, you can see that, yeah, we were coming from this monthly supply demand, so acting like support, resistance, resistance, support, support. This is the clear bullish M for a nice monthly take profit that we can reach, which is aligning here with the selling region, as you can see. So yeah, what I can now see is, okay, we have a deceleration of 2 months here at this monthly low, so that's an indication, and the monthly bullish candle close showing that themselves that the bulls are present. If I go to the weekly, you can see, okay, we had this descending trend line here holding our price down. So first touch, second touch, third touch, and then we went impulsively to the downside. And now there is a potential we can break it. This is already a sign. Okay, there is just a break or a false break of this trend line, but it's an indication. So we had also, yeah, bullish price action till this point. And if I go to the daily right now, you can see that we are making this bullish M here that can play out. We already received some deceleration, kind of deceleration within this low and high. The price is ranging in this zone. So what I can see is, okay, we rejected from that institutional candle, the supply and demand zone, right? And then I can see at the 78.60 that we have a other supply and demand zone. As you can see, this clear support, support, resistance, resistance, support, support, resistance, 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 support. So that's what can happen on this supply and demand zone, very clear one. If I now delete this, then you can see that we have a kind of ascending trend line here, first touch, second touch, and then a third touch for more upside momentum. So if I go now to the 4-hour, you can see that I have this ascending trend line, and then from that daily zone, we had that nice bullish M here, and then some kind of fake out flag that can form with a nice shoulder one, head, shoulder two. We are already rejecting from that point, as you can see. So yeah, if we have some deceleration here or one more candle to touch this zone like this. One more candle in this zone, then I can take my long. So, and at this zone, there is also clear supply demand zone for our acting like resistance, resistance, support, support, resistance, support. So that's nice that we can have a potential to the 4-hour TP. So that's what I can see on AUDUSD like that. Okay, the next pair is NZDJPY. If I go to the monthly chart, you can see that we were making here this bullish M here, or the natural M, because this is a false break of that high. As you can see, this is a false break here. So we received the same high, so we can expect to have the same lows for more upside momentum. So that's what I can see. We have also rejected from that monthly supply and demand zone, as you can see, acting like support, support, resistance, support, resistance, support. So a very nice monthly supply and demand zone, monthly bullish candle close, which is an indication, multiple deceleration candles at this month, at this monthly supply and demand zone. If I go to the weekly, you can see that this is our low and this is our high. Everything between that is just a correction for more upside momentum. So what I can see right now is we had this shoulder 1, had potential shoulder 2, which is already reacting on it, and then the kind of fake out flag, break of the low, bullish candle, and yeah, small fake out flag on the weekly, then multiple weekly candles to the upside. The only thing that we need to be aware of is this big selling zone that can play out like this. But yeah, the weekly is with us, the monthly too. If I go to the daily, we have a bullish M, as you can see, bullish M here. Then we can have an corrective nature till this point, because we acted like resistance here, kind of support, so we can act like support here. That's what I want to see, and then we can have further potential upside momentum. So yeah, which is also aligning this daily supply demand zone with the 61.80 and the 78.60, our golden zone. If I go to the 4-hour chart, what I want to see is, okay, on the 4-hour we are still bullish, but if we can break this, we can do this, and making here push to the downside and then some clear deceleration. If I don't receive that, I will not take it. Or if we can receive kind of pattern, an inverse and shoulder right, then I will take it to the upside. So that's what I want to see. Then a kind of structural trend line holding the price here up. So yeah, that's what I can see. So my next pair is AUDNZD. If I go to the monthly, you can see that we are making this kind of double top, shoulder 1, shoulder 2 with the monthly bearish candle close, with here this bigger bearish W that can play out, with the nice monthly supply and demand zones, resistance, resistance, support, nice support in the head, resistance, resistance, resistance. So that's nice to see that the monthly has multiple patterns also here. So, and we have also a descending trend line, first touch, second touch, which is already projecting on it, the third touch. So that's nice to see. If I go to the weekly, you can see that this was our weekly high, this is our weekly low. So everything between that is just a correction, but yeah, this was clear from the monthly. But yeah, we are also making here these smaller, higher highs and higher lows. So this kind of bullish M that can play out, because we have this low here. So if I take my Fibonacci from the low to the high, we're already rejecting on the 61.80. So that's more dangerous to take. But yeah, we received the weekly bearish candle close, multiple retrace candles, deceleration candles around this monthly resistance zone. So that's nice. We are in a high potential selling zone, as you can see, sellers, 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 and sellers. So every time we went there, we had some impulses to the downside. We are also kind of forming this weekly head and shoulders. So if I go to the line chart, shoulder 1 at potential shoulder 2, corrective nature, then we can go to the downside. So that's what I can see. If I go back now, so we have also this weekly institutional candle that can work like a magnet. So we can come back till this zone. There's a high chance that we can come back from that zone. So if I go now to the daily, you can see that we are making this double top and then a potential shoulder 1, the head, shoulder 2. If I take my Fibonacci here from the low to the high, where we already rejecting from, then you can see the -68 is aligning with this shoulder 1 zone. So if we can have that push to the upside, that making that fib completion, and yeah, here kind of deceleration on a 4-hour. So if we can have here the push to the upside, some corrective nature, counter to the trend, or with the trend here, then I want to see some deceleration here or a pattern in the form of a head and shoulders right here for more upside momentum. So that's what I want to see on AUDNZD. The next pair is silver. So if I go to the monthly chart, you can see that we are bullish on the monthly. We are making the same highs, so we expect the same lows again. These were false breaks of that black horizontal line, as you can see, that so to take the retail traders out of the market. So if I go to the weekly, I'll delete this. If I go to the weekly, we were bearish because this was our high, this was our low. We broke this previous low here, so we were bearish. So now, last week we broke above, and now we made the clear break of structure of the weekly because we have that new weekly candle close above this resistance, and now it's acting like support. So this is already a clear supply and demand, as you can see. If I look further back, this is acting like support, resistance, support, resistance here, resistance, support. So yeah, this is a nice supply and demand zone. And if I go to the daily now, we have that bullish M here that can play out. We already received here some big deceleration box, and then the clear resistance, support here. So that's nice. So if we can have one more touch of this daily zone aligning with this institutional candle where we can take some liquidity from to have more upside momentum till this daily take profit. So that's nice. If I go to the 4-hour, you can see that we have this ascending trend line here holding the price up, this structural ascending trend line, first touch, second touch, third touch, and then this trend line also. So we have 2 trend lines, just an indication for more upside momentum. And the 4-hour, we received that shoulder 1 at shoulder 2, and now we can have also that smaller shoulder 1 at shoulder 2, stop loss below this wicks here. So I will just take it under this low here for some safe stop loss, and then I can target the 4-hour TP. If I take my Fibonacci from the low here to the high, you can see my 4-hour take profit is aligning there for 3.7%. So that's nice. And the last pair of today is AUDCAD. If I go to the monthly, what you can see is that we could have a potential shoulder 1 at shoulder 2 with the resistance in the head, but I can also see that, yeah, we were making here higher highs and higher lows, and we broke it. We are making this kind of bearish W, as you can see, and we are having this clear support, resistance, and we are already rejecting this monthly horizontal line, this clear supply and momentum. So that can be an indication we are bearish at the monthly with this bearish W here potentially. And if I go to the weekly, you can see we already make the bearish indicational candle. This was our weekly high here, and this was the low because this is, so if I do it like this is the high, previous high, this is the low. We just had here a false break, so I don't count it here. So now we broke this weekly high and we came very impulsively back, so this can be a potential false break for a more downside momentum. So yeah, if I go now to the daily, we can see that we can have a potential head and shoulder. So if I go to the line chart, you can see that we have here shoulder 1, head, shoulder 2. This can also be a double top. So that's what I can see. The only thing we need to be careful for is this bullish M here that can hold the price up. We are already in our zone of interest for a potential long, but on the monthly and weekly, I can see that we can have some more downside momentum. So I will see what this trade will give me if we can come correctively till this zone of interest. And if I go now to the 4-hour chart and we can receive some deceleration at this zone, we're already making this bearish W here. So yeah, that's nice. So we can have this descending trend line here. We're holding our price down. And yeah, if we are coming very impulsively, I want to see clear deceleration for around 4 candles, and then I will take the short like this here. Stop loss above this wicks. Can take a safe stop loss around 35 pips, and yeah, we can target the beginning of the correction, or if we have a pattern, then this will be different. So yeah, this was my Sunday market breakdown, guys. Trade carefully on Monday, and yeah, see you next week. Bye, guys.